What's up everybody, I'm Jesse Showalter, and in this episode we're going to talk about client proposals. For all you freelancing types out there, if you want to get the client, you want to land the job, you're probably going to have to send a proposal. But what goes into a proposal? Should you talk about money? Should there be terms and conditions, a contract? Do they need to sign it? We're going to talk about all of that in this episode, and I'm even going to show you an example of my proposal that I send out to potential clients. So stick around because I want you to land that client. Okay, first things first, your proposal should be branded to you and it should be looking stylish. Don't be sending some sort of Google Doc to people. You can do that with invoices, sure, but if you're trying to make a good impression, the proposal is a part of that. So make it look nice, make it look branded to you and your business. Spend the time, it'll be well worth it. Next up should be a project brief, a short synopsis of what you've already talked about with the client and what you are proposing to do. What type of work are you going to do for them? I like to do about 2 or 3 short sentences that kind of encapsulate everything that's been talked about. The next thing that I include in a proposal is a why me section. Just a couple of bullet points that tell the client, this is why you should work with me. You're gonna love it. Here's the reasons why. They can be everything from how fast and efficient you are, how detail oriented you are, the fact that you do work just like this for other clients and they've loved it. You can put testimonials in here if you want to. Just put something in there that encourages them and ensures them you're the right person for the job. Next up, you have to include pricing and deadlines. So this is the place where you are either going to line item or you're going to put a project fee or value-based pricing or show them your hourly and the amount of hours you expect. However you charge, this is the place to put that pricing listed out and give them a little bit of a sentence that just describes how that works. Also include the deadlines. I work on milestones, so this is where I include how much time each one of these milestones is going to take. Lastly, I'm going to put a few terms and conditions. This isn't a full-blown contract. I'm going to send that to the client later, but this is just a few things that pertain to the information they might want to know at this stage. How does payment work? How much is the deposit? When do we do the next payment? Who owns the rights to these things? How are they delivered? What happens if we don't like the work that's happening halfway through the project? What happens then? So just a few terms and conditions to give them a sense of security and put their minds at ease about some of those already anticipated questions that you know they probably have. All right, with all that being said, let's jump into Figma and I'll show you my proposal, how I've created a template out of it, how I make quick changes, and how each of those sections look. Okay, you can see I have Figma open and I use Figma for my proposals because it's really easy to create these reusable templates. And also I have some really cool auto layout options that are happening. So this is actually the cover for my template. If you want to download the template, there's a link down in the description, and I'll show you the simple few things that come with the template and how extendable it really can be. So we have a cover. This cover is branded to me. So it has my logo here. It has the name of the company. In this case, I put a generic name in there, like maybe a tech blog that you're working on, website design project. And then I have proposal prepared by, my name. I put my phone number and my email. This is all sample information for now, but that's the first thing that the client sees. Then I'm going to move over and there's our project brief section. I have the pages numbered at the top, so it just looks kind of nice. And then we have our overview and our why me. So you can see my overview. It just says, I'm going to design this custom blog template for this and that. The assets will include, I'll also design this other thing, and the goal of the project is to design yada, yada, yada. So that's usually how I do my overview. It's really quick, really simple. If it needs to be more, fine, we'll put more in, but it doesn't usually need to be. Then I'll put the why me, right? I understand your values. I do this thing. Hey, the deadlines are important to me. I hit milestones strict. I'm passionate, professional, and yada, yada, yada. So just a little thing about me, just using this kind of like really simple 2-hand column, nothing special, and it doesn't need to be special. I always have a footer on my internal pages, and what's really cool in Figma is that you kind of create it as a component, and then it's reusable. So if I, change my name for some reason and put some extra R's on it, it is, shows those changes in all the rest of the footers. So it's kind of like you're using Adobe InDesign, kind of in that style, which is pretty cool. All right, over here on the third page, or the second inner page actually, is pricing and deadline. Now, if the project is more complex, then you can actually break these out into individual pages. So I would just create a page and a new version and just call one of them pricing, and I would have nothing but this fees section. Now, here's where all of my smart or auto layouts are happening. You can see I have the deadline and the fees both inside of, they're both inside of this smart layout. So if I wanted to, I could change the spacing here. But what's really great is I have each of the individual line items broken down into their own smart layouts. So if I wanted to add another one, you can see I just copy and paste another one. It's going to move the entire layout down. Or if I wanted to delete one, it's going to move the entire layout up. So that's pretty nice. Each of these individual areas are, you can duplicate them and then add a new kind of section or line item for price. And the same thing with deadline for the milestones. You can do that as well. So again, if you want to break this out into two separate pages and have one page just be about you know, the deadline and the other one just be about the fees, then you have plenty of room to put all these milestones on, and it'll all start kind of stacking up, which would be pretty cool as well. And then over on my very last page, I have T&C, my terms and conditions. This just outlines the payment structure, any resources I might need. I definitely, I put my maximum amount of revisions that are here, my hourly rate if people want to follow up with more work, and then business day counts, usage rights, and cancellation of the work. And that covers everything. Again, if you needed more of that, you could create a secondary page for terms and conditions and add more. But for me, that highlights everything I need. And that is my proposal inside of Figma. It's pretty simple. Well, that's it. That's my client proposal and my process. What's your proposal and your process look like? I'd love to know down in the comments. Hopefully you have everything you need to build your own proposals, but if you want my proposal template, you can find a link down in the description to grab it. I hope you're having an amazing week. I hope you're designing amazing things. Hope you're making amazing things, and I hope you're landing jobs and landing clients with your proposals. I'll see you in the next one.